folks, I got up this morning, honestly, banged the telly on straight away and felt physically sick. I really, really did. Couldn't believe what happened in Liverpool last night. Really couldn't believe it. We seen the news at tea time. It's me and her indoors. I finished recording earlier than normal, and then we watched something on the box most all night. We've been watching a series, and we had a few episodes to get through. So the TV itself, the news and whatever, didn't go on again. For a change, I wasn't on my laptop on the news sections because I'd done all my recording, so I knew nothing. I really knew nothing. There was a time we was going to go to Liverpool yesterday for a few hours that we heard the trains may have been off or doing a skeleton service. Then somebody said, wait a minute, Cunard's in, and also Liverpool are celebrating. I thought, I'm not going Liverpool. I don't want to see that. That'd be the last thing I want. All the bars singing You'll Never Walk Alone. No, that couldn't think of anything worse. That would do my head in. But then I put the TV on this morning and I honestly just couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. And I thought, what on earth is going on in this pigging world? What on earth is going on? And surely that town and them fans, or City and them fans, deserve something more than that with the bad luck they've had to do with football over the last few years. They really deserve better than that. And I'm seeing it and I'm thinking, well, I just couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. But then again, what I couldn't really believe is when I seen the size of the car. I couldn't believe 20, 30, 40, 50 people hadn't been killed. I couldn't believe it at all. When I heard there was 4 people under the car, of which one was a kiddie, I'm thinking, how are they all still alive? Now, I'm hearing more tonight that they're all getting better. They're all different levels of how well they are, but none are getting any worse. And it's looking like, God only knows how, that none are going to die, although that isn't a certainty. But I'm thinking, how could it happen? Now as the day's gone on, more's come out. I think the guy's name still isn't out there. They did mention early on that it was a white male of 53 from the area. They've obviously had to do that straight away to quell the fears of it being a terrorist attack, because it definitely doesn't seem that way. Then I think about 3 or 4 this afternoon, I think they've mentioned that the guy's under the influence of drugs. But I see one part where he's driving straight and then he looks to veer off to the right and drive into people. So it looks like it's premeditated, he's trying to kill folk. But when you hear more and you see more pictures, as I've at tea time, it looks like he's followed an ambulance in and shouldn't have done. Looks like he shouldn't have been there. Maybe he really didn't realise he shouldn't have been there. I don't know. I don't know at this stage. Because they're now saying he was high on drugs, really high on drugs. That's played a massive part. But as people are trying to chastise him and kick the car, punch the car and everything else to the car, his mind's up here. He's exploded through his head because he's that high on drugs. He probably doesn't know what he's doing. He's probably even panicking and fearing for his own life. And he's probably shooting forward in the car. And he's possibly, not definitely, hitting people without doing it on purpose and just in fear of his life. I mean, I notice when the car comes to a stop, because I think to myself, he can't have gone out to kill maximum people because he'd have just carried on driving. The car wouldn't have come to a stop. And that kind of car, even if it cuts out, you just put your foot on the clutch again and it goes. So there's no way people will be able to stop that car from moving forward unless he didn't want to move forward himself. But then you notice everybody's at the car trying to get in the car and I'm thinking, no. Don't let them get him in Liverpool. Not in Liverpool. Any town in the world, yeah, but not Liverpool. They'll rip him to pieces. I thought the police did really, really well to save his life because that's in effect what they were doing. They would have ripped him to pieces. And I'm thinking to myself, they're trying to lift the car up and everything else. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm hearing stories this morning about pubs and hotels opening the doors, families asking families in, and families of those that have had people injured, sleep over for the night, feed them for the night, running people home. I think I heard of someone taking somebody to Nottingham, they didn't know them. None of it surprises me. Look, I'm a United fan, I've supported them all my life, and I love Manchester, I love Manx. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's not a better race in the world than the Scousers. I go Liverpool more than I go anywhere for a night out. It's fantastic. The people are great. Love them. Hate Liverpool. Hate them as a team. Always have. I'm not going to change my thoughts on that. I'm not going to, but that's just because I grew up with them winning everything. They elevated us for 20, 25 years when we won everything with Fergie. It's the way it goes. But do I hate them as a people, dislike them? No, not at all. The best people in the world. Heart of gold, all of them. And I just felt sorry for him and I just thought, bloody hell, what a shame. And I'm thinking to myself, how on earth could it happen? I do believe the ambulance brigade, the paramedics, the police, everybody did the best they can. I do believe it's just something that's happened that shouldn't have done but probably couldn't be have been avoided. This idiot, whoever he may have been, has followed an ambulance in. I'm just thinking now what's going to happen to him, because it's weird. It comes on a day that, I don't know if you remember hearing of it the other month, of the guy that run a kiddie over in Manchester, trapped it in between his vehicle, his van I think he was in, and a tram. Then he did a runner. He'd had 20, 25 lines of cocaine in him. He'd been out partying all night in massage parlours. He killed her and did a runner. They caught him in the end. He's already got a record. He's been banged up today. He's got 12 years. He's killed her, a 3-year-old girl, and only got 12 years. What will that mean? Out after 6 or 7? So you think, well, if he's got that for murder, how lenient are they going to be with Liverpool? They're probably going to be pretty lenient, but tell you what, he'll be moving out of Liverpool and never live in that area again. His family will have a dog's life. For all it's not their fault. You don't mess the Scousers about. You don't let them fall out with you. You really don't. But I'm thinking, I hope he gets banged up for a really long time. Even if he's not known what he's doing and not meant it. Even if it's just because he's high on drugs. Because for all he's just high on drugs, he shouldn't be high on drugs. He shouldn't be behind the wheel high on drugs. And I say that from a place of standing on my little mountain, because I've just never done drugs. I'm not a goody two-shoes. These things I've done wrong in my life, these mistakes I've made, we all have. But I've never done drugs. I'm almost an odd one out, because most everybody I know has done. I haven't. And I can't understand anybody getting high on drugs and getting behind a wheel. I can't, honestly. But on a day of celebration, when there's thousands and thousands and thousands on the streets, why would you get in a car in that state? It's just beyond belief, it really is. As I say, I don't know what's going to happen to him, but what I do know is Liverpool have come together like they always do. They'll get through it like they always do. My thoughts and the thoughts of the channel are with the folk of Liverpool, the young guns and old that have been injured, and the families from which they came. And I do hope everyone survives. I hope everybody gets better. I do hope there's no life-changing injuries. I mean, you'd think with 4 people under a car there would be, but I don't know. Maybe there's not. I don't know. But on a day, as I say, when somebody from Manchester's got 12 years for murder and running off and being high on drugs, it does make you wonder what's going to happen in Liverpool when that one goes to court. It really does. Anyway, I'll love you and leave you. Let's hope when I wake up tomorrow, there's better news out there, and the news isn't all doom and gloom, because that was just awful this morning. It really, really was. Anyway, let's hope they all get better and out of hospital pretty soon.